now that the state is fully reopening, a lot of people may be finally ready to step back into their local gym. Q13 reporter John Hopperstad is live at the 24-hour Fitness in Northgate, where all of the restrictions are now lifted this morning. Hi, John.
Hi, Liz. Yeah, it's been a long 15 months for a lot of people, and a lot of people have avoided going out to certain locations, especially the gym, because of fears of COVID. But as you mentioned, this morning is reopening day, and that includes your local gyms as well. We're at the 24-hour Fitness here at Northgate. We're joined by Chase Bosley with 24-hour Fitness. And what's the feeling this morning now that the state is reopened?
There's a lot of excitement. Really, I think we've been waiting for this for a really long time. Everyone from the avid fitness enthusiast to maybe the person that was really looking forward to getting started in January that kind of delayed it, and you're now being back open to 100% capacity with easy restrictions. I think really everyone's ready to get started.
What are the restrictions that were in place yesterday that aren't today?
Well, first and foremost, we were at a limited capacity, so we were at 50% or 400 maximum, regardless of square footage of club. And so that's been eased off to a full, reopening to where we can have everybody in the club up to fire code. There's less restriction on social distancing between equipment. Of course, members and guests are encouraged to use social distancing where appropriate and to their comfortability. There's also easy restrictions on mask enforcement. So when members are checking into the club, rather than having to show a vaccination card like they are in Oregon, people can just come in. By checking in, they're basically accepting that if they're vaccinated, they don't have to wear a mask, and we use the honor system if they're not. So that's really kind of more of the difference.
And we've noticed at this gym and other gyms that a lot of times they'll leave one piece of equipment open every other person, and that's kind of going away too. So more people can work out at a given time. You mentioned it that this is kind of like the new January. June is the new January, and you mean that in a way that you think there's going to be an onslaught of folks now that the restrictions are lifted, that nearly 70% are vaccinated, that will say it's time for me to get back out there and exercise.
There's been a lot of pent-up demand. People kind of been waiting to see how this all shakes out. A lot of people invested in the big fitness boom of buying personal home equipment and giving that a go, online, Group X classes. But nothing replaces the social community of coming into a club, seeing people you get excited about, John on with, after a set or between sets if you're a serial texter, right? Please don't do that. But at the same time, it's just people are ready to be back in the club, and we're already seeing people coming back, either the existing members that were waiting to see what happened, and even the new members that have never been inside of a gym before. So it's been really exciting to see.
Chase, thanks so much. Good luck with all of this. Everything reopening here at 24-hour Fitness, as it is at fitness centers around the state today. Some of the things, though, that they came up with during the pandemic, they're going to stay in place, like no-touch check-in. They did lots of videos, workout videos for folks here at 24-hour Fitness and other gyms that they can see on YouTube or on their app. Those are going to stay in place as well. So there are some ideas that'll stick around here, but everything else here this morning, and you can see people already working out here at 5:30 in the morning. This place is reopened, and so are all the gyms fully reopened across the state this morning, guys.